One defends when his strength is inadequate. He attacks when it is abundant.
You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them.
Stop blaming outside circumstances for your inside chaos.
Thought is so cunning, so clever, that it distorts everything for its own convenience. My head'll explode if I continue with this escapism.
The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. The heart's memory eliminates the bad and magnifies the good.
Here's to freedom, cheers to art, here's to having an excellent adventure, and may the stopping never start. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. To assess the quality of thoughts of people, don't listen to their words, but watch their actions. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down.
You receive from the world what you give to the world. Sometimes you weren't supposed to share pain. Sometimes it was best just to deal with it alone. I am serving the purpose for which I was designed, therefore I am satisfied with my existence. Compromise brings harmony to both, happiness to none. We all have negative thoughts now and then, but we can choose not to dwell there and not to let them control us. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear. It is difficult to make the right choice if you fear choosing wrongly. Don't own so much clutter that you will be relieved to see your house catch fire. The world is not dangerous because of those who do harm, but because of those who look at it without doing anything. What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it. Day after day, we stuck nor breath nor motion, as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. An ability to look into the confusing mess of life and see things for what they are.
Always stand up for truth, regardless of who steps on it.
The average passenger eats enough calories to keep them weight gain a year old for a week and a half. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. If it didn't come with being humiliated, it wouldn't be my life at all. In reality, there are no persons, only threads of memories and habits. At the moment of realization, the person ceases. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time. Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourself in its hidden depths.
The nail that sticks out farthest gets hammered the hardest.
Success to me is being happy, truly fulfilled, being proud of myself, and doing different things all the time. A celibate clergy is an especially good idea because it tends to suppress any hereditary propensity toward fanaticism. I was halfway across America, at the dividing line between the east of my youth and the west of my future. The level of success you achieve will be in direct proportion to the depth of your commitment. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves.
Imagination is the highest form of research.
The truth always carries the ambiguity of the words used to express it. Luck is a word used to describe the success of people you don't like. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
The summit of happiness is reached when a person is ready to be what he is. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. The hardest battle you are ever going to have to fight is the battle to be just you. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. The smallest act of kindness makes you more beautiful than any expensive dress or makeup.
The superior man thinks always of virtue. The common man thinks of comfort.
In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day.
Never curse a fall. The ground is where humility lives.
I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams.
Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions.
We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment. You start by writing to live. You end by writing so as not to die. I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. A breeze, a forgotten summer, a smile, all can fit into a storefront window.
Never feel guilty or ashamed for the mistakes of others. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. To succeed in life, you need 3 things: a wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone.
Nobody is wired wrong, because there's no wrong and right in the way we are.
There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future.
Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Your deepest, darkest moment may be the best thing that ever happens to you. Learn to heal without venting to everyone. Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength. Move on. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Ideas have endurance without death. No boat moves an inch if the sailor has not will to paddle.
Stay calm. You've been through this before. You'll get through it again.
It is not enough to show how clever we are by showing how obscure everything is.
Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up.
Your worth consists in what you are and not in what you have. If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies.
We're here, and then we're gone. And it's not about the time we're here, but what we do with the time. If I didn't try to assume responsibility for my own existence, it would seem utterly absurd to go on existing. Life is something that happens when you can't get to sleep. Behind every successful person lies a pack of haters.
When truth is replaced by silence, the silence is a lie. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. Worst days give lessons. And best days give memories.
You have to realize that you are everything and more, just on your own.
If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke.
There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Persistence is the quality of winners. Successful people never give up.
No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted
The sharpest minds often ruin their lives by overthinking the next step, while the dull win the race with eyes closed. It doesn't matter where your journey begins, so long as you begin it. You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going.
The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness.
For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me want to dream.
It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change. Everything, no matter how beautiful, is only with us for a while.
Set goals that make your heart sing. Then achieving them is an experience of uplifting joy. When the going gets tough, put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. Don't give up. Don't wring your hands over the loss of the past. Steady your hands for the adventure of the future. We have our dreams because without them, we could not bear the truth. Life is to be lived, not controlled, and humanity is won by continuing to play in face of certain defeat.
In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak.
In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's, there are few.
Faster, faster, until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death.
Sometimes the hardest lessons are the ones that change us the most.
Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment.
No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. If you aren't willing to work for it, don't complain about not having it. I woke up incredibly grateful today. I'm allowing myself to bask in this feeling. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature.
A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable. Imagining something is better than remembering something.
I am the truth, since I am part of what is real, but neither more nor less than those around me.
It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters.
So many things are possible, as long as you don't know they are impossible. To know that we know what we know, and to know that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. There are souls in this world who have the gift of finding joy everywhere, and leaving it behind them when they go.
You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think. Don't fast forward through life. You'll miss all the good stuff along the way. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent.
You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true.
You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive.
A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. If you can spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live.
Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company.
Brigbankolin, a pinader at UF smut and boekendigering.
The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams.
You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly it's not. Do the best you can with what you can, while you can, and success is inevitable. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, The dreams that you wish will come true. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it.
Nothing truly valuable arises from ambition or from a mere sense of duty. It stems rather from love and devotion towards men and towards objective things.
Because this is the way things are meant to be. I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of misunderstandings. One truth doesn't refute another. Truth doesn't lie in the object, but in how we see it. My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end. It is its own goal. It is its own purpose. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live.
Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be. But the truth doesn't need to be known or believed to be true.
To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. Don't change your mind just because people are offended. Change your mind if you're wrong. No matter what happened yesterday, it is insignificant when compared to what lies within the core of your being today.
Law is made by the winner to preserve victory over the loser.
The cause of most of man's unhappiness is sacrificing what he wants most for what he wants now.
True goodness springs from a man's own heart. All men are born good.
Fall 7 times, stand up 8. The more you feed your mind with positive thoughts, the more you can attract great things into your life. I'll be happy if running and I can grow old together.
You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts.
You can't always win in life, but you can always have a mind that every loss is not a defeat. Sadness is sometimes the start to eternal happiness.
Dining with the king. Your attire, attitude, and mentality must change. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were.
If you start with nothing and end up with nothing, there's nothing lost.
Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention.
We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Read books, care about things, get excited. Try not to be too down on yourself. Enjoy the ever-present game of knowing. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend.
Without subtle ingenuity of mind, one cannot make certain of the truth of their reports.
The sky is the limit. For some people, aim higher. Nothing is impossible. Authority without wisdom is like a heavy axe without an edge, fitter to bruise than polish.
In order to form an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must, above all, be a sheep.
The only true borders lie between day and night, between life and death, between hope and loss.
Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power.
We have no right to just stand by and watch them tarnish our tomorrow. History is idle gossip about a happening whose truth is lost the instant it has taken place. I'm not mean. I'm honest. Nobody is ever straightforward. But sometimes people need to hear the truth. We testify of what we have experienced and witnessed. May our testimony inspire others to share their story.
Whatever is going to happen will happen, whether we worry or not.
No matter how smart we may think we are, no matter how committed we are to our truth, we can lose our way. Not how the world is, but that it is the mystery. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. You take people, you put them on a journey, you give them peril, you find out who they really are. Imagination is cheap as long as you don't have to worry about the details. The man who has some respect for his person, keeps his carcass out of sight, hides himself as perfectly as he can.
I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine.
Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Time strides so uneven, some days endless, and others like the blink of an eye.
The trick is to enjoy life. Don't wish away your days, waiting for better ones ahead.
When we give cheerfully and accept gratefully, everyone is blessed. When you make the dream of your heart a treasure of heaven, it holds an eternal value.
I don't want life to imitate art. I want life to be art.
Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine. The first step to getting anywhere is deciding you're not willing to stay where you are.
Words offer meaning. When you've got the meaning, you can forget the words. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives.
Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. You may tend to get cancer from the thing that makes you want to smoke so much, not from the smoking itself. A strange thing, words. Once they're said, it's hard to imagine they're untrue. Without a sense of identity, there can be no real struggle. The Master said, "A true teacher is one who, keeping the past alive, is also able to understand the present." I was 40 years old when I stood up for myself for the first time. I should have stood up earlier. No dirt can touch me like an ocean. Everything that comes to me becomes clean. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park. I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me.
People who fit don't seek. The seekers are those that don't fit. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything.
It doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going.
It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice.
Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for crisis. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors.
A conscious human is driven by their conscience, not popular opinion. Do not use life to give life to death. Do not use death to bring death to life.
You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries but does not resurrect. What we do not confront, we inhabit. What we do not reject, we accept. What we do not fight, we become. We started off trying to set up a small anarchist community, but people wouldn't obey the rules. It is more important to out-hink your enemy than to out-fight. It is during our failures that we discover our true desire for success. You owe no one explanation of what you do, especially those who ask not to help but to judge you. Light is more important than the lantern, the palm more important than the notebook. Life gave me lemons, then I met you and you had vodka. Now my life is a party.
Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor.
You are exactly where you need to be. If you want something, do something about it. Otherwise, it will be your whole life. Whether we like it or not, modern ways are going to alter and in part destroy traditional customs and values. A thing may happen and be a total lie. Another thing may not happen and be truer than the truth.
One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it.
Being angry, resentful, or saddened by rejection can suck the sweetness out of acceptance.
We are all worms, but I do believe that I am a glowworm. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Communism is the final logic of the dehumanization of man.
Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't.
I'm just doing me, and to me, that's what got me this far. Life, unfortunately, doesn't seem to care what we want.
It's hard to throw away history. It was like you were throwing away a part of yourself. Life moves very fast. It rushes from heaven to hell in a matter of seconds. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Inspiration is like perspiration. It tends to strike at the most inopportune of time.
Don't leave it all unsaid, somewhere in the wasteland of your head. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen.
The rich fop Francis of Assisi was bored all his life. It all goes away. Eventually everything goes away.
I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it.
Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act. Be the person that will take the first step towards personal success. You will be remembered for. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win.
You are in charge of your own happiness. You don't need to wait for other people's permission to be happy. Light in your mind is better than darkness in your soul.
A place for everything. Everything in its place. To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice.
Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure.
When obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there.
If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go.
Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Success is a little like wrestling a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the gorilla is tired. Never be embarrassed to struggle. There is absolutely no shame in working hard to get to where you want to be.
Maybe other people will try to limit me, but I don't limit myself.
Be a life long or short. Its completeness depends on what it was lived. Our battered suitcases were piled on the sidewalk again. We had longer ways to go. But no matter, the road is life.
Make visible what, without you, might perhaps never have been seen. Sometimes, when hardships knock, it's just life. Do not take it personal.
If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. All people know the same truth. Our lives consist of how we choose to distort it. You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying to the best you can do every day.
To understand the limitation of things, desire them.
You only fail when you stop trying. Proclaim the truth and do not be silent through fear. Please go for your dreams. Whatever your ideals, you can become whatever you want to become.
Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. It's good to do uncomfortable things. It's weight training for life.
Success will be within your reach, only when you start reaching out for it.
Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. No other success can compensate for failure in the home. I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right.